This is Kerry and Jenna from Total Publications, and we're delighted to be interviewing Rolf today, who's a representative from the oil and gas industry. So, hi Rolf, how are you doing today?
Good afternoon, guys. How are you doing today? I'm doing
Very
good, thanks.
well.
Good.
Yourself,
Good.
how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Doing great. I had a bit of a hectic week because I started a new job, whatever, but it's been going well so far. Yeah.
Oh, good. So, how's it been going? How's your first week been?
It's been quite on the go all the time because this company that I'm working for now, they're involved in shutdown maintenance jobs, whatever. So we've just been awarded a new job with SABIC. SABIC's one of the chemical companies in Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Oh, God. So, is that quite a large company over there?
We've only got like 2 weeks to prepare for it. Sorry, could you say that again? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. It's all right. Is it quite a large company, the one that you're doing all your contracts for?
Yeah, it is a big company. Yeah, SABIC is like the biggest chemical manufacturer in Saudi Arabia. They actually were bought over by Saudi Aramco last year.
All right,
so
okay.
They own about 70% of SABIC. Yeah, it's a big industry.
God.
And the city where I'm working in now is Jubail City. It's the biggest industrial city in Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So you've got quite a lot of knowledge in this area, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been working in this area most of my career in Saudi, which is like the last 9 years or so. So it's been quite adventurous.
Right. So Jenna, she's got a couple of questions for yourself. Do you want to take it away, Jenna?
So what is it exactly that you
do?
do?
Them over, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm a project manager. Sorry. What kind of work do I do?
Job entail being a project manager?
Sorry, you want to know what kind of work? Yeah, I'm working as a project manager in construction industry in Saudi. So most of my work is in oil and gas plants, or I've been doing pipeline work as well for the last 4 years. So pipeline's a little bit different. It's like sort of like in the open, whereas like some work is inside a plant, whatever, like a refinery or gas plant, whatever. So that's quite a bit more tricky because it can be dangerous as well. Because we have to work to very strict safety standards for our people. So we have to be very prepared before we start any work with having the right PPE, and guys are going to be healthy and trained and things like that. So it can be quite challenging, but it's also it's a nice job to be in, whatever, because I'm always on the go and I'm meeting a lot of people every day, whatever. So I worked on big projects as well where I've had to be working with 1,500 people under me, so it's been a good career for me here in Saudi,
It's really good, to be fair. It seems like you've got quite a good company that you're working for as well, and with your experience that you've done, it seems like you're a good person to do that role. Now, I'm wondering, obviously there's a big topic at the minute with the COVID-19. Have you had an impact from that yourself, personally?
Yes, I have actually, yeah. Early on this year, when I was working on another project, we were just starting the new project, and then, COVID came here in March, beginning of March. So, of course, they had to shut down everything. Everybody was indoors and things like that. So, to be able to mobilize our people to start the work was very difficult. We had to get like government passes that we had to keep in our vehicles. So the police would like stop us off like at the borders of each city, whatever. And it was pretty hectic. Some days we couldn't go to work. We had to wait for our clients to come back to us and how we can get these new piece of paper to keep with us, whatever, so we can just like move around, So, and then also, of course, getting used to wearing a mask, and then using the sanitizer and checking people's temperatures while they come to the office. We had to make up some procedures, and then of course at the end of June, one of our guys actually first got COVID, whatever, so it spread to our whole office. And then about 8 of us actually got it, including myself. But luckily, I recovered within 2 weeks. I just had mild symptoms, luckily, you know. All of us recovered, you know, so we're all healthy again and working, you know. So
on the upside, at least you've had it. So
but it affected a lot of companies.
I suppose that's a positive in a way, because you know that you're not going to get it again. Do you think, in regards to the actual regards to the industry itself, the oil and gas industry, do you believe that there's been any impacts on COVID for the industry as a whole? And if so, what are them impacts?
Actually, it's had a huge impact here. As you know, Saudi Aramco is the biggest, basically, money maker here in Saudi Arabia, you know. And their profits have actually gone down hugely this year because of COVID. So a lot of the projects that they wanted to bring on, you know, big projects, had to be put on hold. And it's affected a lot of the companies, the contractors, like for instance, companies that I work for, whatever, they've had to you know, cut down on their workforce. And even, you know, some people have been laid off, you know. So it's had a big effect on people's lives, you know. And then psychologically as well, a lot of people, you know, of course, they're away from home, you know, they haven't been maybe to see their families or loved ones for a long time, you know. And then they can't go home because it's all the borders are shut here, whatever, you know. So it's had a hectic effect on people's lives, you know. And of course myself too, I haven't been home for more than a year, you know, so it's been pretty tough, you know. But the good thing is we had 2 fatalities in our company, unfortunately, because of COVID. But luckily, most other people are well again and working, you know. And the industry here, the things are picking up again with the work, but it's still not the same like it was last year or the year before, whatever, you know.
It's a funny topic, isn't it? It's hitting the whole of the globe, which is why we're interviewing yourself.
It is.
Because we cover a lot of topics in the UK, but in regards to the oil and gas industry, you guys are pretty much leading the way for that industry, aren't you? Do you think, this is going to be a bit of a difficult question really, but do you think there's been any benefits to COVID from your point of view for the industry?
I guess that it's made people more aware of the possibilities of, you know, and something that that's what can you say? Like some people say, it's a black swan event, whatever, that it just comes unexpectedly. So you have to sort of get yourself ready for it. You know, it's an unknown risk, whatever, to anybody's life. You know, so I think benefits have been to some industries, like for instance the medical industry with masks, you know, manufacturing of masks and things like that. You know, that's probably a benefit, but.
Maybe it's given companies a chance to, I suppose, set a contingency plan in place for if something like this happens again, so they know how to act and what to do straight away to kind of hopefully nip it in the bud. Would you say that's the main benefit from this, from your point of view?
Yeah, it has been a benefit definitely for a lot of companies, you know. Of course, it's brought in a whole lot of issues, you know, like for instance with accommodation of workers. A lot of the expat workers here in Saudi stay in camps. So they normally before, some workers would stay 4 people in one room, whatever, and then now they've had to try and you know, shift the accommodation so they're not staying too close together, you know. So it's had a cost impact on a lot of companies too, you know, because they have to get new buildings and things like that to rent the people accommodation and that, you know. So it's been very challenging.
Actually.
Yeah.
So I suppose that's a bit of a benefit really, because if you're going working there and you've got to stay there in a camp, you get your own room, so you don't have to share with 3 other people. So that's good.
Yeah.
And then we've got a final question for you as well. In regards to the same topic, How do you think the future of the oil and gas industry will be affected due to the pandemic?
It's going to make companies, I guess, have to strategize against anything like impact like this has, whatever. Like the management of each company has to have some contingency factor when it comes for like spending. You know, that something could come out of the blue, and then it has a big impact on their revenue and their costs, whatever. And especially like oil and gas, safety is the number one thing, and as well as quality when it comes to our work. So we have to keep those things really in track. With everything. Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. Do you have anything else that you might want to talk about in regards to the COVID subject, just where we've got the pleasure of having you on? I'm thinking maybe in regards to the mental health side of things, because like you said before, you've experienced the actual virus itself. You've had a couple of casualties from it, devastating casualties. How do you think the impact on workers' mental health have been affected during this time?
Yeah, the main thing is because of the workers being away from home, they're always worrying about their loved ones, because they don't know what the impact is on their loved ones' life as well. And then they come here to work, so of course they worry about the security of their jobs, whether they're going to lose their jobs as well. So it's had a big impact on people's minds, and whether and uncertainty about the future as well, for them. So I think that the thing is, like for me myself, it's I've just had to try and make people feel positive, and carry on working the best they can, whatever, and try and support them whatever I can too.
That's very good advice, to be honest, and hopefully anybody that's watching this takes your advice on that and takes the positive spin on it and tries to inject that into other people. And then if there is somebody that's on a bit of a low due to this, we can help support them and bring them back up again. So I think that's it's a really good topic to end on as well, because it is a bit of a ripple effect, isn't it? Especially across the UK at the minute. So Rolf, thank you so much for your time. It's always a pleasure speaking to you. And I'm very sure we'll be speaking to you again, being our oil and gas representative. It's a pleasure. Thank you. See you later.
Thanks very much.